Hello Scorpio, welcome to your April reading from Angel Wise Love Tarot. During April we'll be going into Mercury retrograde, so I thought we'll turn the April readings into specifically Mercury retrograde oracle session. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from my deck that I've created specifically for this time, where you may be facing slowdowns, glitches, hiccups, or you might take that time, sort of take charge of the retrograde rather than allowing things to sort of control you, if that makes sense. So it doesn't, I mean, I don't mean to paint a picture that's negative. I don't think it is. I think we need slowdowns in life to kind of pause for thought and tweak things like that. So, and this is just a chance to think about what areas that might be. And so if something does happen, why am I not able to get something resolved? It could be that actually this is a positive thing. This is the universe giving you the chance to take a look at something and revisit that before you make anything solid and concrete. So for you, we have revoke. I'm going to pull 3 of these and clarify with the Rider-Waite. What else do we have for Scorpio, please? Okay, we also have recuperate and relieve. So please can we clarify revoke and recuperate for Scorpio, please? My goodness, they are leaping. I don't know if that's because I'm Scorpio sign or just there's a lot going on. What do we have for? Okay. Right, so for revoke, we have Wheel of Fortune. Now, this has been coming out a lot. This actually came out for me when I was doing a person reading for me for April. So revoke, this could be actually withdrawing something. Now, if you've got Wheel of Fortune, I would say, the wheel is starting to turn in your favor. You've put efforts and action in towards a certain end, and then sometimes it just takes the universe to slot everything into place. So you have divine timing that's actually going to help you move forward. Now, the fact that you've got revoke, it could be that you want to go back on something, or you need to go back on something, or something is happening quite quickly, and you might need to go back and revisit something, which to me is a good thing. If something's kind of, if things are going ahead and they feel a bit out of your control, which they can do, sometimes you're striving for something for such a long time and you're almost used to the striving, and then when it suddenly all falls in your lap, you can suddenly think, oh my goodness, that the implications of this are, or this has fallen into my lap, but not quite the way I anticipated. So I need to take a bit of time and actually see if there's something that I need to change or revisit. So I think this is, Mercury retrograde could be the perfect opportunity. If you've got slowdown in other parts of your life, then you can, really, really look at this. And I would say, again, if someone's trying to rush you, don't allow yourself to be rushed until you're sure where you stand. You might want to sort of withdraw something completely. So let's look at what recuperate says. Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles. So this could be a sense of, the classic, short phrase is being left out in the cold, but you can see that sometimes it's, it could be a perception that you feel that way, and it's not necessarily there. So again, there's an opportunity here that perhaps you're not seeing. It's, this is inviting, and sometimes it could be that you don't think you deserve this warmth, this brightness, the sanctuary that's behind that stained glass window. Or it could be that you don't see it because you are, sometimes if you're in a negative or sad space, you only see things that reflect that, and you think that's, you know, your position, your, you know, your lot. And that's not to say you feel like that all the time, but we can, you know, we can have these sort of difficult times, and perhaps it just means a bit of recuperation. I mean, it could even be a kind of deliberate time out. It could be, you know, if you're a bit of a, if you look at it the other way, if you're a bit of a bon viveur, and you're always sort of, you know, here, there, and everywhere, and that kind of thing, and you know, you don't say no to anything, and you sort of get involved, and behind the other side of this is some sort of very inviting social environment. It could be that you know, you do need recuperation time. It could be that it could be personal recuperation in terms of, it could be you know, physically, you know, you're low on energy. Sometimes as well, you know, this happens, it's kind of, you know, you work hard, and then you actually get to have a break, and then you're ill, and it's like you've been sort of fighting against it, and it's like your body doesn't know what to do, or it just thinks, right, okay, you're going to properly rest. You're not going to then say, well, you're supposed to be on a break and you're doing this, and this. It's kind of like, well, I'm going to kind of make you have to stay in bed. Things like that. Or it could be a recuperation of a mindset. It could be that you know, you've been sort of having fun, and that's very good and very important, but you know, sometimes you've got to get serious about things, and it may need to kind of have a bit of reflection time. Or it could be sort of recuperating, you know, in terms of your sort of attitudes, you know, your sense of things around you. It could be sort of taking a bit of time out and you know, recuperating from that. It could even be, I mean, this is something that I think is quite important. It's like we are just so bombarded with information, and a lot of it is negative news because it causes a reaction, and then it spreads, and you've got to remember that, you know, yes, bad things do happen in the world, unfortunately they do, but this is how some people make their money. And you know, and it's as if there aren't enough bad things, that sometimes people exaggerate them as well. I mean, they be even worse than they are, and things like that. And so if you're sensitive, and you know, being a water sign, you probably are, sometimes you need to just give yourself a bit of time out from that, you know, social media, the news, whatever. Just have a bit of a break, and it's kind of like it doesn't really change. You come back to it a couple of weeks later, you know what I mean? It's not about being ignorant, it's not about not caring, but it's about, you can do your best and be your best in the world if you can keep your cool, keep your, you know, your body and mind in a healthy place. And sometimes it does mean just removing yourself from that situation, because it can be too much, and that could be this recuperation here. So we'll look at relieve. Wow, 10 of Cups. So we actually had some interesting weather yesterday, and then there were rainbows all over, and my family are all at different places, and we're all sending pictures of these lovely complete double rainbows, and it just felt like such a gift and such a reminder that you know, with everything getting really, really tough and tight for everybody, that there's just something that's just, it's free, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's just, you know, it connected. I felt very connected, even though we were sort of spread out. And so that's not what this is. Well, maybe this is what this is about, but it's another interpretation. I just feel very happy when I see rainbows. So if I see it in this card, you can see this family around, you know, they're sort of holding their hands up, appreciating the glory of this rainbow, and you've got these children dancing, and then you've got relieve. And so it could be that something's coming in, and it is actually relieving you of stress or struggle, or you know, perceptions or something like that. It could be that something happens that it's like, okay, maybe, you know, if you are not seeing this possibility in this sanctuary here, something happens, and it just, you know, and you just breathe a sigh of relief. You know, it just takes that off you. It reminds you that yes, life isn't a struggle all the time. Sometimes it feels like that, but actually it isn't. There's beautiful things, there's wonderful things, there's gifts all the time, and we have to, you know, be able to spot them. And sometimes we, you know, maybe they're sort of not forced upon you, but it's kind of like, you know, okay, you're not recognizing this, but my goodness, you can't miss this. come on. And it's just that bit of time out, that bit of breathing space that you allow yourself to be able to see what's good and what's positive and what you've achieved as well sometimes. You know, even from the beginning of the year, it's kind of, you know, looking at things like, well, you know what, actually I have made some changes, I have done some things differently. They might be small, but that's what it takes. It is small changes. So looking at this, I think, you know, wonderful Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, stuff falling into place, links nicely with this Ten of Cups. This is so good. It's the end of a cycle. It's in the most positive of ways. It's something, you know, it could be about family or something you love, something that's important to you, all going well. Everyone looks happy and jolly, and this is just a, you know what, I mean, this is just taking time out, so you're not, you like these people who look like they're struggling, they look like they're thin, they look like they have nothing. Give yourself energy, give that to you, give yourself time, give yourself space, you know, give yourself, give of yourself, give something to yourself. Hopefully that's helpful for your Scorpio, and best of luck as we're going into April, and look forward to hearing your comments if this is resonating with you, and catch up again soon. Thank you, bye.